Shalom Israel, happy Sabbath. I'm here to talk to you today about the Sabbath day. But before I get started, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakwatadash. Alright, we're going to talk about the true Sabbath day today, following the new moon, not the weekly Sabbath that a lot of other people love to say the Sabbath day, the Friday sundown, the Saturday sundown. What a lot of people got to understand that before the Gregorian calendar was invented, there was no Friday and Saturday. There really wasn't too much of a calendar system because all you had was the phases of the moon to tell time, like the Most High told us it would do in Sirach. We're going to go in Sirach. We're going to get that. All right. This is Sirach 43, verse 6. And he made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of time and a sign of the world. You can also find that in Genesis when he made the two lights, and when he made the two lights in the heaven. They go there. This is Genesis 1:14. And Yahweh said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years." So even then, the Most High knew what the sun and the moon were going to be used for. Not no calendar system. I don't see anything that says let the Gregorian calendar be for signs and seasons and for days and years. Verse 15. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, and give light upon the earth, and it was so. So that's why you see when the moon's full and it looked like it's bright outside, because the moon was made from a light too. So I know science love to say, well, the light from the moon come from the sun reflecting off. No. That wasn't it. In verse 16, they're going to show you. And Yahweh made two great lights, not one, but two. The greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And he made the stars also. So when you see the moon in all her phases, it's not because the sun is reflecting off the moon, because the moon is a light itself. But in those phases is how our ancestors was able to tell the time and know when the true Sabbath day and when a month would come in and when a new month and when the old month would leave out. Let's go back to Ecclesiastes. I'm sorry. Ecclesiastes 43:7. For the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreases in her perfection. The month is called after her name. Basically, the month is called after the moon. So whenever you have a new moon, you have a new month. That's how they was telling when a new month would come in. Increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. That's all I needed up out of there. We don't really need verse 9. But whenever you see in the Bible, you see the new moon, most of the time you're going to see Sabbath. Because, like I said, a new moon will set the Sabbath, and that's how you would count the 7 days until you get your Sabbath. You won't count the day of the new moon, but you would count the first day after that. And 7 days after that, you would get it. So that's how you will always see, like in like in Amos 8 and 5, they were so worried about going to sell. They were like, when this new moon gonna be over with in the Sabbath so we can go sell and go plant corn? I'm messing. Let's go to Amos. This is Amos 8 and 5 saying, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn and the Sabbath? They're letting you know right there. No, you can't buy and sell on the Sabbath, but you can't buy and sell on the new moon either, because the new moon is like a Sabbath. It also set the Sabbath. So 7 days from when the Sabbath is, you'll get your new moon. That we may set for wheat, making the ephah small and the shekel great, and falsifying the balances by deceit. So in order for them to even buy and sell, plant and grow, the Sabbath is a day of rest, a holy convocation day, just like the new moon. So you can't have one without the other, because it's going to become a point in time when Jacob's trouble set in and this world gone crazy, and you're going to be wondering, when it's going, what day it is, and you're not going to know. But it's going to be one thing that's always going to be there, the moon. They can't take the moon away. So the moon will let you know what day it is and what month it is. As long as the moon is there as a sign that Yahweh put up, you never have to worry about wondering when or what time it is, because the moon will always be there. That's the point of him creating. So serving under that Gregorian calendar is crazy, because Yahweh didn't set that thing up. Man did. We're going to get another scripture that also shows how the Sabbath and the new moon are set together. Like in Ezekiel. In Ezekiel 46:1, thus said the Lord Yahweh, the inner gate of the court that looketh toward the east shall be shut the 6th working day, but on the Sabbath it shall be open, and in the day of the new moon it shall be open. Thus showing you again, the Sabbath and the new moon go hand in hand. If you don't have the new moon, you don't have a Sabbath. You gonna have to celebrate. You gotta understand that the new moon set the Sabbath day. That's what the moon. One of the things the moon was made for. So celebrating this Friday sundown and Saturday sundown BS, man, it's crazy. You gotta get out of the ways of the world. I mean, the only reason we use the calendar is because we're here in captivity, and this place is ran by that Gregorian calendar, which they made from the Julian calendar, which were going off. But before the Julian calendar, Rome had their own calendar system based on the moon as well. So was the Egyptian calendar. One of their calendars was based on the cycles of the moon, because the moon was made as a sign of time. So even the ancient civilizations will use the moon to tell times and date. But once they want to start ruling everything, they want to turn their back and pervert shit. That's why these calendar systems be off by a lot. Let's see. But everything gonna go back the way it was once the Israelite, the elect, get beamed back up and the Most High done away with Esau, and the world go through Armageddon. Like it tell you in Isaiah. This is Isaiah 66:23. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, says Yahweh. So, see, after all the stuff is over with, after the MOTB, after Armageddon, the Third World War, after Israel get risen back up to where we belong, we're gonna go back worshiping and doing our holidays and our feast days all based on the cycle of the new moon. So for those who out there who still worship that Friday sundown and Saturday sundown, it's time to let that go. Cause that's not our custom. That's the custom of the heathen. You gotta remember the book was sealed, so they didn't understand when the book says work 6 days, and on the seventh is the Sabbath of the Lord. The book was sealed up, even from us, the people who the Lord deal with. So you know the little small hat, the Jewish man didn't know what the hell was going on. So man, y'all get up out of that. Start worshiping that Friday sundown to Saturday sundown bullshit, and come back to the truth that the Lord said out there, that the moon is in our calendar, and the lunar Sabbath is what we need to be worshiping, and what we need to set our Sabbath by, not by a Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, just because it's more convenient. Well, that's the end of my lesson on the true Sabbath day. So I hope this lesson was edifying. I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Crocodiles, and Shalom Israel. And once again, happy Sabbath.